to try to get on, um, and had some sweet pickups over the weekend. Take a look at some of this. I actually Somebody contacted me and bought a lot of the coins in front of me, but I held a couple of them back. And so, actually, as I'm looking through here, these Conception 4 reals sold. Be Anonymous, Sunset, Peace Out Morgan, Tony, Buy Things, Numis, Horace. I'm almost sorting out this buy. Sold all of these Bradenhoff, but there's a Lingamite that I have not yet sold. Yeah, again, sold a bunch of this. These are fascinating Sri Lankan Mughal coins that were sunk in Sri Lanka in 1702. Really fascinating that we get a chance. These are some gorgeous coins from the camp in Shipwreck. All of these, we should have a couple Byzantine Jesus coins, but I may have sold them. I think I have a couple more in inventory that I could try to pull out. If there's interest, I could probably go and snag a couple. And then I think all these Consolacion also were sold. So all of those were sold, but we still have a bunch of great Shipwreck. And the other thing that I'm really excited about, we're back to doing some fun giveaways. So let's do, these are mostly tonight. We have a bunch of jetons in very nice shape of the 12th century. So let's put on a giveaway and get started here with some coin offerings. So very excited to, again, be back with you all and auctioning some fun coins. We have some world silver here. And definitely I've been looking for a lot of world inventory recently. South American crown size, I may be a disappointment on that one tonight, unfortunately. Let's see, though. Here we have a beautiful 1964. Oh, yeah, I think we do have some of those anonymous Christ Follis, and so let me go and find them. This one, interesting. It's, again, Olympic. It's a silver coin. Very appealing. Tokyo. And should have a fair amount of room on there, but that one will go to Be Anonymous to start. I'm curious what the silver price would, where that would melt for. $3.92. So I think that is a great start for Be Anonymous. We'll see who else, who else might pop in and get some exciting coins. These ones here, these are of Jia Long, who would have been part of the Win Dynasty, Confucian Orthodox ruler, which I think is pretty fascinating. And so we will start this dollar start, no sudden death this time. UA 0552 sounds good. Again, very appealing 7 fan in zinc. UA 0502. Let me just pull those while I can remember. 52. Yep, I'd be open to offering both. And then there's also the Congrats to Raslumi at $3. I think also going to get in with a great deal early. We have requested here was 55. Yup. And then let me check what else. People had mentioned AC. Where did I put those anonymous false? Have to give me a little bit of time here early in the show. I should have these. They should be right in front of me. Now we're playing Where Did I Put the Coin, which is a fun game that I've played plenty of in the past. Let's see. Oh man, these are a couple of coins from the last show. There's a beautiful anonymous Christ Follis. This one, I'll dollar start this one as well. I would, if I was not, I'd probably start this somewhere fairly high, but this is a nice, very nice looking Jesus Christ sea salvaged. There's a ton of them. Those are going to be from a Sri Lankan shipwreck. This is a very nice looking, again, quite high quality Christ Follis. You can clearly see the Jesus Christ King of Kings. It almost has a little bit of like machine doubling, or I'm not sure exactly, maybe he was struck twice or a little bit offset, but I think should have some room to run here. Currently starting at 18. You can see a lot of the. I'd almost be interested in like further cleaning this or removing some, because you can see his eyes. You can see the Bible fairly clearly. The nimbus is quite strong in the back. You can see the lettering on the side. It should have an ICXC, and then you have the full inscription on the reverse, which is really fun. So all those coming together for a great and really interesting coin. Byzantine history, some very old, about 1,000 years old at this stage. This one is a U.S. copper tradesman's currency. I'm gonna start this one at $34. It's in fairly nice condition. It says United States copper, loud and clear on there, and it's in, again, very good state of preservation. I could see this one being real popular. Um, has an eagle on there. These were coming into play as the small change really dried up in the 1860s during the Civil War. And so a bunch of private issuers took matters into their own hand and started producing currency. So I got a group of 4 coins here, and I'll try to run the other few. I don't have Civil War tokens beyond this, but it's a pretty appealing group from what I can tell. This is the Army. Is this a Actually, no. Okay, yeah, this is the Knickerbocker currency. Also, really quite nice detail. Again, we went for high eye appeal on this group. Um, and it says IOU pure copper 1 cent, referencing that this was not even government approved. But actually, this one has very nice detail. You can see it says Bridgen's currency, and it looks like there's a giveaway there. We're going to that one's going to go to Nemesis, so I think that means shipping's on me as well. And so let's start the next giveaway here. We've got some fun and encouraging verses on them. But let's see, UA 05-51. This is going to be an Army and Navy token. It has a little bit of a hit, so I'm going to start it for a place where probably lose a touch, but the rest of the coin is so nice looking. It just has an edge ding, but again, you can see a nice, reminds me of like the princess design at the time. Very solid condition here, and beautiful militaristic style. And then last but not least, we can go with the full Indian princess look. Sounds good, Germbra. Keep asking me in case I forget. This one's real nice. Again, Civil War token. That was the 4th of this little group of 4 that I had access to here. Our Army. And it really reminds me again of that gold dollar feel. Fairly light coin, given that these were private issue, but they stepped in and did the job at a time when America really needed them. So very nice shape, but we'll be holding on to these 2 for the time being. Let's look at WX 47-176. Where did I put that? I think I see it back there. That is going to be an Illyrian dram, 47-176. Meniscos. Actually, this is a good looking coin. 3rd to 1st century BC. Has a cow and calf with a super nice kind of eagle above or bird above that meniscos, which is the magistrate in Illyria who would have been striking this coin. And that has a nice, slightly off center reverse. And so, was that the one that you wanted me to run? Maybe it wasn't quite to your liking, which is totally okay. But just want to make sure that you saw that. Here we've got a nice shilling. This is a 5 shilling coin. The paperwork, well, they're from NGC. So that's the Hobo Bills. NGC, the guy who submitted them would have provided them the paperwork. They're fairly strict, or extremely strict, I should say. Here we have a beautiful boat African crown coin, 1952 5 shilling example. And so, yeah, I'm not sure, to the extent that NGC saw the paperwork, it's kind of crazy how there's differences in terms of, and here's a nice looking Condor token. The value differential is fairly substantial given that NGC items are effectively, what's it called? With paperwork. Very nice ship halfpenny token. This was the Civil War token equivalent in Britain in the 1700s. says Port C halfpenny. And so, Hobo Bills, let me know if you'd like me to run them. I would be starting the Taj Mahal, I believe, at $3.89 tonight, which should be cheaper than you could acquire it anywhere else. Let me find WX64 in case I can't super quickly find the request that you had. What is that coin? 64. I'm not seeing it. I'm just spinning through what I've got here quickly. Here is a jeton, and a nice looking jeton at that. That last denarius, which denarius are you talking about? This is a very nice looking Cambrai, a Cambrésis jeton from the 1700s, Louis XV king, struck by Duvivier. And that was a $44 Illyria coin. Let's see though. What could we run potentially here that could be interesting? We've got WW92 4321. We'll sudden death this one. It's a crown size Portuguese 1533 Duarte Pacheco Pereira, fairly collectible commemorative clad coin from the Republic of Portugal. The 5 shields there symbolizing 5 piercings of Jesus on the cross. Any dolphins? Don't have any dolphins. Any old crown size? Kind of depends on what you mean. We have the 70-year-old South African examples, if that's what you're looking for. And I realized that there were a couple of quick requests that came in, and I'm going to get to them shortly. Let's see. 390805. That one is going to be Obtuse Mongoose. Congratulations. 3009 or 0805. And let me just check. I know that I paid a good amount for these guys, and I just want to not lose money after all is said and done here. Let's see. Okay, I think on these I would need about $84, which I would be a little surprised if they're readily available. This is from the Nantes Mint. And let's get another giveaway going. Remind me tonight whenever there's not a giveaway happening. $17.59. King Louis XV, referencing their ownership of Navarre. This is a large écu coin, large silver dollar equivalent from. This would have actually been happening, or been struck during the French and Indian War. So a lot of interesting history on that one. We've also got some pretty fascinating. These are always quite desired and not super easy to find in quantity here in the States. I'll do $1 start sudden death, and we'll just see what happens. Very nice looking, and it's in pretty good condition. 1835 to 1870. These were like hyperinflationary Japanese coins of the Tokugawa shogunate from when they were first meeting the Americans, and so it's pretty fascinating. And I've always been a big fan of them. That one is going to go to Rowdy Jones. Congratulations. We've got that coin. Let's see. I think I have 2 more of them. And we'll try to do a bunch of dollar starts. Let's see if there was any 5904 or 4106. Let me just see if that one I can pull easily here. 59. Captain is leading on this one. And that one's going to go for 11. I think a little softer. I've got the ability to do one more here. And let me see if I can do this. Okay, I've started that one. And then let's see if this is possible. That one is going to go to Eman Resu. at 13 bucks. Now, I've never tried this before, but I have a wholesale group of 40 of these, and I want to make it just immediately available. There's a couple of other ones that I would have here, but I'm going to put up to at $13 if you would like to get them in bulk. We'll make it a flash sale. We'll do it for 30 seconds, and we'll do, I guess, we'll make it. Normally, you can buy them from 15 for me. I've never tried this before, but we'll do a 15% off and run it for 30 seconds. Oh, we need photos. Yeah, I'm not sure how. Sorry, I'm enjoying figuring this out. This is literally one that I've tried in the past. Let's see. Or, similar. And is this working? Let me see. Does this, let's see. Buy now. We'll start this. I've never tried this before. It would be similar to these, I guess, at $12.75. And we'll get the canoe money and the Moogle. Yes, exactly. Let me find those. Have never tried something like this, but offering these, I've got a large group of them. If you would like to purchase them, we just sold them at an average about 14 bucks. And so, for anybody that would like them, we've got a couple additional ones. And yeah, we'll get those. We'll get those ready. We can, in case there was any questions or any additional interest. This time we'll do. Oh man, I did it for another 30 seconds. I apologize. I'm still figuring this one out, and we'll do. I know I said the Moogle that I could offer at $3.89. We'll find the 044, which I have right in front of me. But again, hyperinflationary, very interesting. They would all come from the same group, probably look fairly similar, and have them available. So we've got some more giveaways ready. We've got some great Atocha types, and this is kind of a experiment for me. Those would be. Let's see. This one would be not all three. So this one is going to be a 389 start. No sudden death on these. Just because I don't get them in quantity, I kind of have to fight for them. But again, these were sunk in 1702 off, I believe, the coast of Sri Lanka. These were from the Surat Mint, and they are from Mughal, India. So pretty amazing coin, I would say. Fairly significant from a historical perspective. And we'll get another giveaway going here late at night, but still trying to bring some great givvies. The Eku, yes, that was at 84, and I want to try to make sure that we're selling through some stuff. So after this, we'll do a couple of more inexpensive items. Let's see, what date was this? 1759, I think. This one was going to be an 84 buck coin, at which case I can make about $7 on it, which is good, but it's not insane. Oh yeah, 59. I was searching for that, and then I got distracted by I forget exactly what. So I apologize for the delay there. 5904 01406 sounds good. I've got it ready. And let's see here. We've got 59040106. I try to be pretty reasonable, right? But it's okay if it doesn't mean it's guaranteed to sell. This is a nice 5 centimes from A, which apparently should be Paris. Oh, it definitely is Paris. Has a couple of scratches on there, but this is kind of right in the early days of Republic of France, prior to Napoleon, or maybe in his super early phases. But very interesting, and from a very long time ago. Let's then see this next one behind it. This one I might have to start for a little bit hot. Why not be risky and just do $1 start here? This is going to be 1 decime of the, I believe, 8th year. K is going to be the Bordeaux Mint. I love the little privy marks. It looks like almost an angelic figure there. And this is a very large, and while scuffed up, has a ton of like fun coppery weight to it. Currently back at what I paid for it. I think it has a couple of good bids ahead of it. Maybe not so much. Dollar Star always risky. Let's see, WX63 1012. Do I have that in front of me here somewhere? 63 1012 is going to be this coin. 63 1012. I believe these are going to be 2 lire coins, where I think the start price on it is going to be 16. I think that's pretty fair, especially for nice condition, fairly good level of detail. Let me just make sure that I'm not massively underselling these. Let me see. I'll try. That one's going to go to Be Anonymous. I could not go any cheaper than those, just to call that one quickly out. Here's a fun world coin, WX1518. Let me find it, but a 1842 2.5, 12 and a taler Scheidemünze means it's not quite up to silver standard. It is 37.5% silver, a very nice looking portrait of King Friedrich Wilhelm the Fourth. And then chop mark, yeah, I don't think I have so much on that front. Let's see where else we could go. We've got WX4518. 4518. Nice. Oh, this one I'm going to keep off sudden death. Nice German states is getting harder to find in my experience. This one would certainly qualify. Nice 1624 Elector of Bavaria. And yeah, we've got some giveaways for most of tonight, or at least until we run out, which would take some effort. And let me get that Chinese coin up next as well. We've got, what is that going to be? 9842. I think the Fat Man, we would need about, Jimmy is going to win. Yeah, we've got tons of what I would consider to be fairly substantial Shipwreck coins. It's all new stuff. So we've got Taj Mahal treasure. We've got 3 of these, offering these at $3.89. We also have Maristine. We've got Illingamite. That was off of New Zealand. Delifte in great condition. This one's probably going to be like $5.99-ish. We have the SS New York off the coast of Galveston, a great Mexico 8 real, and then a Princess Luisa. And then we have a fair number of attractive Shipwreck pendants. So I think that, honestly, we're covering folks pretty well tonight on the Shipwreck front, hence why I, put that Shipwreck in the title. I was like, I think I'm bringing the heat today. So seems like that's what we're doing, and I'm definitely excited about that. But again, Atocha pendants, Atocha jewelry, it's all pretty exciting. That one, I didn't catch you on the giveaway. I want to make sure I can congratulate them on a great win there. And the $5.99 for Ask Off Whatnot, it's got to be on Whatnot. I'm not allowed to do off platform transactions in general, though. In case I get some in the future, feel free to reach out, christianh@treasuretown.com. But on that coin, I can't sell it to you off of Whatnot just because of the agreement. They don't want people to go around avoiding fees. So it's fine from a business development perspective, but I'm not allowed to just, I don't know if that makes sense, sell it to you immediately. If it didn't sell tonight, that's a different case, but I'll do this one right here after the Fat Man dollar. And I've been a little disorganized, I apologize, but this one is a nice AG details. I was planning on asking $119 for it. Fairly worn, but it's nice to have it PCGS. There's a lot of counterfeit Fat Man dollars, and so this is one of the big kind of silver dollars for the Chinese. And let's make sure that giveaway stays on. Any hold ancients? Nothing that I brought where I was like, oh, that's a hold ancient. You know what I mean? But yeah, Numis, reach out to me. Shoot me an email, christianh@treasuretown.com. Should be able to find some. In the meantime, we'll do a Dutch ducaton of the Leaf to Shipwreck. Very, again, appealing coin. And I could see it bidding a fair bit higher. We've got a couple different famous shipwrecks. And so I want to make sure I'm fairly inexpensive relative to other places. It's a great coin, without a doubt. And let me see what the Princess Louisa, because that one's pretty well known as well. That one is going to go to Numis. All right, and again, maybe I can write you in there somewhere. Princess Louisa, the cheapest that I can see for a decent, and this one you can actually, it has the date on it. So that's the cheapest one with a date on it is a 1737 that I'm seeing for $425 on eBay. I was planning on doing this one for like maybe $299 or you know, is that, let me just make sure that I'm not losing at that price level. We could do $299, be open to it. This one, Princess Louisa Shipwreck, let me see if I can pull up any good info. Very nice. Again, 1737 is going to be the date here. This was a British East Indiaman. 1743 was the date of shipwreck. Set sail from Portsmouth and sunk in the Cape Verde Islands. Super cool. That one is going to go to R.S. Wright. Again, we have a couple of the different Mughal treasure ones. This one, again, sunk 1702, Sri Lanka, 389. We could try 384. I'd like to sell these. And 5 franc. If 5 franc, I have some in inventory. I need to get them ready for the show on Saturday. I didn't quite get all my inventory fully ready. Any 8 reals? I've got an SS New York that I could run. SS New York. Let me just see what the cheapest on NGC on eBay would be. The cheapest 8 reals that I can find. Cheapest 8 reals. I'm seeing stuff. I see one for $364. So maybe I could run this one for like $299. This is a 8 real shipwreck. And it has the date, which is nice, 1833 Zacatecas Mint. So it's an earlier one as well. $299 will go 30 seconds. Let this one. Crown size in the box on the left. Yes, I'd be happy to. But this is, again, sunk, I believe, off the coast of Texas, which is just fascinating that we get that kind of shipwreck, incredible history. WW9915. Let me go see if I still have that in inventory. I think it's some great Japanese silver. Might ask about $24 for it. Jim K gonna jump in here. It's rare, and again, cheaper than anything on eBay. And I think my coin's way better than the one on eBay. That's what every seller is gonna say. But I think that one's nice. And Germbra, let me look. I was looking around for it, and I could not find where I have. I know it's only a very small number of ancients that are left. I could not find it for the life of me. I spent a good amount of time just kind of trawling around looking for that ancient coin and was not able to find it, which was very frustrating to me. I think I'm going to have to come back to it, which is no fun. So this one's still at $24. We'll do, it's a good looking coin. Actually has some nice luster on it. Could be lightly clean, but I think that's a nice coin. I think tough to beat from a price point of view. Let's see, what else do we have here? AD 300408. Make sure you're in the giveaway. It's about to hit, by the way. The crown size box on the left, yes, I need to still get that. Giveaway is about to hit. We've got some other great, and I'm about to put in the next giveaway. Flying Fish, congratulations. And we'll start the next one. That one is going to go to Jim K. Let's see what else we can find here. We've got this nice ancient. I don't even know what these melt for, and hopefully we could get more than melt for it. But this is going to be King George. Melt in here is $14.02. We'll do. Why don't we do a dollar start and just see what happens to it? If you're looking for, this is actually quite nice eye appeal. George Kruger Gray, that KG, has some toning on there. It's really pretty. And the French one, sure. Let me just find it. Again, 14 bucks a melt, and it does have some numismatic premium. I'm really convinced of that. Um, let's see, that one is going to go to Cal. Maybe decent, but obviously I'm paying the fees, so it's it's a little tricky there. Let's see, 390704. This one is in tough shape, but it's not easy to find them. It has a fair amount of basically gunk on it. We could go a little back of my cost at 20 bucks. But you can clearly see that it's like a teeth. It almost has like a skull teeth. Medieval Netherlands silver, 800 years old. It's pretty tough to come by. Or French, not Netherlands, excuse me, but the county of Champagne and Brie. It's the first time I've gotten this type in to offer for sale. So congratulations to Jim K. Sounds good. Let's see, 690626. What would that coin be? 0626. Or here's 6906. This one is 28. Um, let's see, 50 cent. We'll do sudden death here, which is always risky. But it's going to be Japanese 50 cent in silver from 1911, and it's pretty lustrous of a coin. It's not like uncirculated or anything, but it's nicer looking. I have another one that looks a little more clean than this one. This one's real solid. Very good type. That one's going to go to the obtuse mongoose. We've got one other of these types. Again, I mean, it's appealing. This one does have a little bit of cleaning on there, but the details are very nice. They're very well struck up, and which is obviously what collectors are looking for. So not super easy to come across this type of material. Great chrysanthemum flower. And that one will go to Jim K. We also have some other kind of older. This is a 20 cent coin. And maybe I'll drop to 15 seconds as I think about how to approach, but also in nice shape, 1910. It's going to be the Meiji rule, but towards the end of the Meiji rule. After this is going to be the Taisho, is the folks that come into power. And so then they rule for a decent while, I would say. We'll do a couple of dollar start, and then we can go back, turn back the clock with some other exciting Asian types. These are very nice. Again, eye appeal though. It's really there, which is awesome to see. And Frank Key is going to get that one. And then it says that was that your first purchase with Treasure Town? That would be a very exciting milestone. This one's actually very in still been preserved pretty well and old clean, but it has a lot of shine to it. Shame that there's the old clean, but I think that's still pretty attractive. Raslumi, Jimmy, nice win. And then let's see, we've got one more of the Olympic types, and this one's nice. This is going to be a fairly lustrous, uncirculated. That's the 39th year of the Showa rule, who would have come after, I guess, the Taisho, just doing a little bit of quick math there. Raslumi in the lead. Should get a couple of extra bids there. Raslumi is going to get it at 6, and then this one's really beautiful. This would be a classic dollar start. Just a great, and some toning. Could be old cleaning, but it's actually a rainbow tone look to it. And then we have the beautiful phoenixes on either side of that. That's pretty sweet. So we'll see who wins this one. That one's going to go to Fleahound. As a quick reminder, before we start the next one, we're going to do a flash sale. You can always purchase these from my shop. It's the first time that I'm trying this, but we're going to do a flash sale on the 100 Mon types while I get the next batch of coins ready. So let me go out and find them. So it's going to be Texas Alligator King. You're looking for 053. What type of coin is that? And we've got a giveaway winner. Let's get the next one. Jay Wide is going to win it. We've got the next one going, but let me find. I think it was 57. I want to try a few of, and then a couple on the 053. Oh yes, those are nice. Pisidia Selge. Let's see, where did I put that coin? Pisidia. This is a 4th century BC silver coin. It's a small one, but you can clearly see the face of a Gorgon staring right at us. And then I believe that would be Athena on the reverse. Nice NGC holdered ancient coin, again with a great Gorgon face on that reverse. We've got a couple of what are these so-called fractional silver coins. I wish I had more of the graded stuff, but it's tougher to get them. And yes, let me pull that 461108. That sounds like a great one to run. Congrats to Jim K for that find. We've got this Kizikis Oval, where you can see a pretty clear design on the front of here. Looks like, I forget if it's exactly a fish. The like some kind of incuse, really clear on the reverse, is fun as well. And then I think that there was an 016, but this one again, Mysia Kizikis, is like ancient Greece, which is fascinating. Just a ton of history behind these ones. I don't have, I don't have unlimited supply, unfortunately. This one's a hemioval, and you can see pretty nice on this reverse, a lion etched in to the side. Take a clear look at how, it's very well struck up, and I think appealing as a result. There's also a couple of like rarer or tougher to find ruler. We have an Apollodotus stram, but again, you can see that line clear as day, and for such an old coin, very interesting. Texas Alligator King going to win that one. We also have this, again, Apollodotus Soter. This is a Bactrian ruler, but less common than the Hermaeus Soter. Has both Karshoti on the reverse and then clear Greek around the obverse, 80 to 65 BC. So it's a pretty narrow window in sort of modern day Central Asia that this ruler would have been, from. And you can see a marching on the reverse. Pretty clear coin, and something I'm going to hold on to. There had been some interest in the Japanese Tokugawa types earlier, and we'll start this one for why not $1 start sudden death. This is going to be 1853 to 1865. I just imagine Commodore Perry getting off the the powerful ship, and announcing his arrival, which was a big drama for the traditionally isolationist Japan. They are South Korean. They are South African crowns. I think I had mentioned. Sorry, I think I had said that. I'd be happy to run some. Frank Key says that was your first win. 16. That's generally where I start these. 16, 15. Maybe I'll start this one for 15. We also have some of the Boo in stock, which should be fun to offer. And yeah, I can run the South African crowns if you would like them. I have a new stock of them, so we have some additional dates, which should be fun. And these are in pretty nice shape. High level of eye appeal. Let's see, this one is going to be a 15 start as well, I guess. You have to look. I think we have the 1700s. And that's a great point. We also have a ton on our eBay, which is actually really fun. And we need to do the 50 Copex quickly. Then we'll come back to some of the Japanese stuff. The 50 Copex probably like a 29 start, but these have been bidding up pretty consistently. They have a nice look Russian Empire Tsarist, and it's not in bad condition at all. You see detail really clearly. It has some wear, but the strong Cyrillic lettering and the strong features in the face are very clear. Beaver, would you like to do a British crown? That's a good call out, Oris. And it looks like we've only got a handful of the shoe type left. Maybe 3 total in this auction, and they're getting whittled down in my inventory. Make sure to get in the giveaway, everybody, as well. I think that's a Jubilee head, I want to say. And those ones will be quiet for a little bit. Let's see, 570101. We could do 2 of the Boo, but then I might want to move. I'll move over to the Crowns and some of the other Shipwreck if that's interesting to folks tonight. This one in very nice, quite shiny, which definitely is preferred for a much larger than the prior. Let me see if I can do a size comparison for those who have not purchased them in the past. It's a lot larger, the type that you're going to be getting. And so that one is going to go to Jimmy, and then we can do one more, which should be great. So let's see, position FD, 28 bucks, and Colonial US I don't have so much of. This one's real shiny, which is quite appealing. Could see a bunch jumping in on it. And Pacific Overtures, interesting. I've not heard that one. Yeah, very flashy. Wow. Oops. Actually, that was padded fairly well. Let me just make sure. That one is all set. Let's talk about interesting 1753. This one is a Netherlands East Indies Do-It coin minted in Zealand, which is the same Shipwreck site. Let me look. I know some of the coins that I showed on screen. 1753, beautiful. I want to say it was maybe the, let's see, Zealand would have been, I think it was it Bradenhoff? No, that was, let me just, no, that was the Vliegenhart. Okay, so the same place. We have some Vliegenhart Shipwreck stuff, which is pretty appealing, I would say. Let's run a couple more, and I know I need to get another giveaway going. They're just very nice looking 1700s coins, and I think they're going to be quite appealing for, the few that I still have here. But yeah, great detail, 1753. Silver from Spain. We've got some different Spanish. We have Spanish Netherlands, a Maristine shipwreck coin that's fairly expensive. Just to be clear, it's like a 449 type item. We also have Spanish colonial Atocha shipwreck. These are going to be pendants, so they were formed out of silver bars that were recovered from that shipwreck. So I think that they could certainly fit what you're looking for, but they also might not. Let's see. We have 2 more Do-Its in tonight's sale, and they're all nice eye appeal. Beautiful in this case. 1755. Really, really pretty. And then let's see what else we might have. Capers is going to snag that one. And then our last but not least, this one also has a great look to it. And 1755, nice view. Any still 5 pesetas? I don't think I have. Whoa, this one's going kind of crazy. Let's see. 06, sure. Let me pull it. First, I'm gonna run WX 460907. A nice 2 kopeck Russian coin, and then there we have 1813. And then let's see, no pesetas in the list. Yeah, I don't think I had any. Need to find some maybe silver ones that I could offer again. And then that one is going to go to Imbroglio. This one is like a 27 bucks start probably. Maybe it'll go higher. We'll see. No sudden death for sure. This is a Folk, the 4th to the 5th denier. Nice Crusader type. Fairly popular example. Jimmy currently in the lead. But yeah, speaking of, again, Zealand, let me look. These are interesting because there's a bunch of different French factions where they really do not consolidate power for a long time. Um, and so there's a bunch of different kingdoms, very crusader related. Here is another example. Probably need like a 32 start on these. I probably was a little low on the first one, but still well back of the prior. It has some old toning on there. And yeah, it would be the Count of Anjou. Um, It is so cool. We've got some, again, great other shipwreck types that should be fun to offer. Right here is the Vliegenhart, which is from Zealand. These are large ducaton coins, but they're super worn down. And so I'd make like $7 at this level. But there's some of the, for a large piece of shipwreck coinage, is about as cheap as it would get sunk in 1735. And I think it's like the Lyndalder, or no, it's a ducaton. Um, I've not been able to find it, Dermbra. Thanks for asking about it. It's obviously quite frustrating because I would definitely want to get it so I could sell it to you. Is not a smart idea. Um, and so let's see. This one was some kind of like medieval monetary weight, is what I was told. The 1756 French, sure. There's also some interesting French Indian types I've had a lot of luck with selling. Texas Alligator King. This one I bought that one for like $18, so I think a little small loss there. Let's see, 5904, 034, 05. This one is a nice looking French jeton, and it's not the royal type, which is, I think, a little bit more interesting. Oh, and there's some good luster on it, or like faint reflective surfaces, and it's of Carol A. Lotharingia Funda 1547, not 7, or no. Well, this one will say 1756 on the back. So I was like, whoa. Surprised that one didn't go. Let's see. A cleaner Eku. It's pretty tough to find them way too clean. This one has some adjustment marks, but it's going to be, and it has a goat for a mint mark at the Poe Mint. This one would be an 84 start. These are not scratches, but rather adjustment marks. And I could see this one, bidding up. We have a goat again for that mint mark at Poe. And this would have been kind of in the later but not super late phase of Louis XV's reign. Adjustment mark, it's basically during the die as they're striking the coins, and I'm not exactly sure on all of the specific terminology. Or not terminology, like all of the, basically those are like lathe line, or they're like correction. It's a correction as opposed to, and here's a nice 1816, we'll go dollar start on it, as opposed to like somebody scratched the coin and maliciously damaged it. If that distinction would make sense. UA 02171. This one paid in the teens for it. It's a nice coin. It's going to be, again, 6 of these would make 1 Reichstaler. And so this is Friedrich Wilhelm, the 3rd King of Prussia on it. And it's in pretty nice shape, has some, a little bit of luster underneath. Really nice win for Nerd Exchange. And the dollar start strategy, always a mixed bag, you could say. This one will be $23, just a hair above silver. A 5 shilling, a boat type for the crown size silver. Correction of weight. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't quite realize that. I put some new condors in the show. I hope that they're up to your condition. A lot of them are fairly worn, Gabe. just as a heads up. But solid King George. This would have been the last year that, or the last year, yeah, because George died in 1952. That he would have been with us, which is sad. Let's see, 810722, a Mauritius rupee. This is going to be British-controlled Africa. They made a bunch of, I believe it was sugar, and it was a really shrewd purchase by Queen Victoria. And so that is awesome. Did you want, Numis, any of the Taj Mahal treasure? I'm just looking, or the Vliegend heart. Just want to make sure that I don't miss. There's also some Alingamite. There's Merstein. A couple of these expensive types that I'd be happy to offer. Here is, again, this one's 1935, a quarter rupee, sterling silver, nice bold bust of King George the Fifth. And ancient coins. We've got a couple of ancients. Today's probably a little more world focused. I need to go and get my full, got another Ecu. I have the one I showed earlier. If you type in Ecu, you can see what I've got. Here, this one's a little more worn, but I think you can see all the detail very clearly. It's more of like a dark tone to it. There's the one earlier. It's nice. Okay, sounds good. Let me find the other Ecu. We'll do it immediately following. That one's going to go to HBP. Congratulations. And then we do have some less expensive Shipwreck stuff that's just freshly in. Very nice. Brianna Lay, WX4903405. Sure. I thought that it was a really nice coin. I was surprised that didn't go. But it shows that can be a Lingamite. Sure. I'm going to quickly cross-reference. That's a New Zealand Shipwreck, which is pretty awesome. So we'll do this, then we'll do the French Jeton, then we'll do the Alingamite. $84. Fairly nice, and we got no sudden death on there. It's actually quite a good looking coin, in my opinion. You have this little like castle, which reminds me a lot of like the Gros Tournois, some of the medieval French silver. This one does not have the big adjustment marks that I find to be kind of endearing, but a lot of people don't prefer quite as much. So I think at 84, that's a very solid pickup. We've got, let's see, this 17. Oh, this one's a little. Oh wait, no. Okay, we're gonna do two Jetons in a row. Anyways, this one is very pretty. Marquis de Vaston. There's also a couple of bronze Jetons, but this one's real nice. Vie de Paris, Duvivier, a ship Jeton in a beautiful crest. And then on this side, you can see, again, a great crest with some fun toning that really kicks up when you tilt it. Any more Ecu? I think I have one of them that I could run at like $79. It's a little bit more on the worn side, unfortunately. And then I have an earlier Ecu that's going to be a bit. I have a couple more Ecu is the answer. I also think I have a couple of like half Ecu that were found in a field in France in 1979, which is really cool. Those ones are old and pretty interesting from my perspective. But I'm wondering, where could I have put these coins? Oh, I'm just looking down, and I'm seeing. Yeah, we'll see. I promised that I'd run a couple of the other Jetons. Then we have the Alingamite. So we're gonna go this. We're gonna do the Jeton that did not sell that I could quickly see bidding up. It's interesting because it's not struck. It's an academic. It's like a metal. It's really a jet. I would call this a Jeton, but you could call it a metal. And it's the Universitas Remensis, and it's of Carol Lotharingia. Brianna Lay, quick to jump in. Duvivier struck, and it has a little bit of like beginning toning. I'd be surprised if it went right there, but that's where it's going to land. Great time. It's good to get on a show late, and we'll make it in time for the Alingamite. Then we'll look at some of the other Ecus, and I have a lead potentially on that Alingamite. NGC, what's the cheapest? Is there no Alingamite Shipwreck on? Okay, then I'm going to have to go. I see some people are offering a Lingamite Shipwreck. What are some records that I could find? What did I pay for this also? I like to make at least like 25 bucks on this one. I would start this for 224, which 224 would make it. But has Queen Victoria's bust very clear in view. Again, struck, found off the coast of New Zealand. You can see the 2 shilling, WO shilling, and then you can see the start of the H, the Oniswaki Mali Boss. It's so cool how it eroded in a fairly short time. It reminds you that you don't need to be under the sea for 200 years. How long am I running? I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. It depends if there's good momentum, just to be clear. I found a couple of Iku that might be interesting. I realized that I pulled some of them out. This one is going to be Limoges Mint. This is like an 89 start. It's really well struck. Has good eye appeal to it. And the adjustment marks, I think, are pretty appealing. It has this interesting privy mark up front and a nice shine to it. I could see that one actually being pretty competitive. Probably was a little bit on the just getting rid of its side, but that one is going to go to Beaver Cleaver. Congratulations, 1784. This one is going to be for somebody who's looking for a budget pickup. 1788. Let me just see here to confirm I'm not being too reckless with it. Yes, 79 was more the break-even target here. For a tougher shape one, but the condition itself is really good. It has a nice Q mint mark. You can see the 1788 pretty clearly. I think it must have been underground for a while. And I feel like that interesting like patina, that green patina, is really curious to have on there. And so that would be the 1788 Eku, and then this one right here, 0113. This is a little bit more expensive. Let's see. This would be like actually, I got a good deal on it. So 79. I think that's pretty doable. 1727. This is King Louis the 15th, and again, could see this one going up. Is that a boat coin in the box to the left of the slabs? Yes, it is. It's a Thai boat coin, or Laotian lat, tiger tongue money. And so Beaver Cleaver, let's see. We've got that. We've got this one. I think this is the last of our Iku, which makes me sad. Maybe we could do like 77, but at this point, it's more just for me to wash the money. I can take a small hit and then get back to buying more coins with those dollars. Be curious how this one could clean up though. Or I could see a lot of people kind of actually preferring that interesting patina. But if people like boat money in general, I don't want to push them too much. I do have those boat types. These ones are going to be German, and I'm realizing we probably need a giveaway at this point. This is a German 10 euro coin, and so there's going to be some, it's going to be silver. It's going to have about $22.28 of silver in it. And so let's do 24 bucks, and it's a commemorative. It's an interesting commemorative, 10 euro, and let's get the giveaway going again. Can't not have a giveaway on is kind of my attitude about it. Yes, of course. Let's grab some condors. But this beautiful 10 euro 2003 proof coin of the World Cup, referencing the upcoming Olympic or World Cup in Germany. So let's find some of the condors. I just gotten this little group of them together. 5907-204. Artiste Nostre Conditor. Again, getting the giveaway, everybody. We've got some nice types. Oh, I dollar starred this one, and it's got that lovely owl, which reminds me of the Athenian owl tetradrachm, Leeds halfpenny. We've got tons of Shipwreck in the back. This is not a Shipwreck coin, but we've got tons of Shipwreck. Though at this stage, actually, we've sold down the vast majority of it, which is kind of crazy. No, but I'm realizing that there's some other cheaper Shipwreck that I have not shown people quite yet. German 5 mark gold, I do not have Serenade. $14, that's a little back of where I'd probably have started it. So yeah, it depends how much people want to spend on their Shipwreck, but we have some ranging up to 500, ranging down to about $40 or so. Then we've got a couple of nice, maybe we'll start these at $16 and we'll do a sudden death format. Let's see, 17.95 halfpenny token. We've got for general convenience. That's actually pretty nice. This one looks to be a little more of like a brass composition. And so, yeah, I enjoy doing the live shows. We've got a good crew at Treasure Town here. We work hard on those live shows. And watch out, we've got lots of sniper action. So, there's going to be probably a lot of run up in the moments before coins go. So we have a Tocho. We have a little bit of El Cazador. This one has a big ding on the back, 1792, but otherwise the obverse has a very pleasing castle with a great lion right on the front of it. For the public good, may Norwich flourish. 1792, right in the post-colonial early America era. That one's going to calc here. Some 40 to 100-ish shipwrecks, sure. So I don't want to be no funny or not there's any tricks. So we've got the El Cazador. This Real I have consigned to me for $65. I'm going to try to sell it for 77. This one I need to get 49 on it. This one is going to be a half real of the Spanish colonial time frame. And so we've got only a couple of these. You can see the pillar, 8 reals. I think it's fairly affordable. And lovely shipwreck pattern on the bottom of it. But small half real again with the NGC shipwreck certification is appealing. There's the pillar type. And so it's fun because I have one of these. I think I have 2 of the pillars, but those are the last in my inventory. Any of these that don't sell tonight, well, I guess I could send them back, but I also have them pre-sold to somebody else actually, which is not a marketing, well, it's kind of a marketing tactic, but it's actually true. So these would be last shot on all of these. This is, you can see actually 1770, I think it would say 2 on the front, but I'm not sure. But you can see a good amount of the date on this one, El Cazador shipwreck half real. And so nice little coin. Watch King going to jump in at the end there. We have the real that I have is pretty worn, but the reverse is like insanely nice looking. So again, I mentioned 77. I've got it. It's going to cost me $65. So if I split I'll make about $6. But that's I'll sell a coin all day and make $6. Take a look at the reverse. How clear that pillar is, and this is a full real, so it's a larger denomination than the previous half real. The large 1700s coin I showed with corrosion, I'd be getting crushed pretty bad on that one, Tito. So it's tough when I was already not exactly thriving there. I feel like eventually I would be able to find a buyer there. They're not super easily replaceable for me. So yeah, could go down to 75, but I totally get it if it's a little out of your range. They're nice coins, but again, totally get it. It's a little too much. More Condors, sure. 70. Dang, I kind of have to stick with my guns there. I feel bad. I don't think it's such a bad deal at 75. Let's do a dollar start. These are beautiful coins. Both are shipwrecked to the East India Company shipwreck in 1809. And Tito, I'll run it here for 75. I'm not sure. Maybe you have a credit as well. That could be helpful. With the or did the loyalty? I could have sworn that we have a loyalty. Oh man, maybe we don't have the loyalty. Well, that's a good reminder for me. I have to get the loyalty program running. Currently at $10, obviously way back at cost. I think, I can't have a freak out. If it goes cheap, it goes cheap, and hopefully people will be very pleased with that. But I think that these are a very solid and appealing value, and maybe might be the best value of the night if they sell. Again, currently back of the 20 plus that I bought them from. Let's see if I look at my rewards club, let me make sure that this rewards thing is turned on. All right, we publish now. So Tito, I just published the rewards program. So maybe Nerd Exchange, that's an elite win. Congratulations. Fortunately, the other ones are going to be starting at, I guess, 29. Try to make my $4 or so. Let's see. This one is going to be -017. This I've paid. It's $75, so 89. I'll make about $7 if these ones sell. These are full ducatons from. They're ducatons. They're not exactly full but that's why we get them a little bit cheaper. These are like shards of very large silver dollar type coins, and this ship was sunk in 1735. So we've got a mix of them. They're kind of crazy, and this one has some. Some of them have crazy toning. Some of them have some interesting pitting. I sold out of them, and I was able to pick up a couple of more from my supplier. We had talked to Gabe Dot about the condors, and let's go for it. Oh yeah, the Givey. That's a great point. Let me get some Givey. Did you get the Givey from me? I know there's been a lot of winners so far, so let's get another one going. I'm not always the most automatic with my giveaways. Yeah, I've got lots of Atocha. The Atocha jewelry is the type that I've got. This one's a nice 1796 bright stone halfpenny. It's great how clearly, honor the king. They're getting their message across pretty clear there. Very patriotic token. Let me find the Atocha that I've got. The Treasure Galleon. They're like 69 starts, I want to say. Yeah. This one is going to be F0464. Congrats to Gabe Dot on that one. These are probably, they're nice pendants. These are like earrings. Probably like a 74 start, but these are, again, from the 1622 Atocha Shipwreck. These would have sunk to the bottom of the ocean floor, and then they struck earrings out of the silver bar that had struck them. Very old $50 price tag on there. And so really fun to see, sunken treasure. And I think it's almost, rather than just having a silver bar sitting somewhere, to be able to actually put that into something wearable, and then they're able to make the certificates of authenticity, that kind of thing. I think that it is definitely a fun and special outcome there. Let's try maybe these. Let's see. 74. Oops. Okay. I said, and then somehow it went to 69. Whatever. These are gold plated. These are not gold. Necklaces. I'm not sure I have necklaces. Or I think, well, let's see what they are. Oh, these are nice solid earring backings. Well, I think that they're gold, but they may just be colorized. In any case, they're very interesting. Any pendants? Let's see. I mostly have the earrings. We've got earrings. This one looks like a pendant. This is going to be V235. I could be wrong, but that's a solid looking one. And so let's run that. No sudden death for this one though. It has a nice pendant look, solid old Cross of the Crusades lifetime guarantee. Old price of $49.95. Not what I paid for it. But a nice galleon treasure. And that's fine. What else could we offer that could be fun? I think it's the Condors is what I have immediately on deck. And so 1794 Lincolnshire. We'll do 15 seconds. This one is interesting because it's worn, but it's a fun design. And you see the crest, the JJ initialing. Oh, that's awesome, Carjo. Any specific ideas? A lot of these Shipwreck coins came out of a show that I recently did. I'm currently editing the video. Nice win for Jimmy. SCH. We've got a couple more. Somebody asked for Hold Ancients. This one is a hold, unfortunately, Shrewsbury Woolbeck coin, and we will do, but it's cool because it's a type that I don't see too much of. It's got these like little bull heads on there. It's almost charming that it is, but it's a woolen manufactory, Salab woolen manufactory, and then you have these like lions staring at us in the face. Should bid for way more than $1. Gabe Dock currently in the lead, and again, this is a type that this is my first time seeing this type. Does that mean it's super rare? Not necessarily, but it's certainly not one that's floating out there in abundance, and so it's kind of cool how it's even pierced sort of right on the mouth. Nerd Exchange leading, and man, if that one was not old, I think this would be like probably an eBay item, of which would be fun to check out. We're still kind of building it all out. Looks like something sold during our show. Let's see who picked up what. Somebody got a nice Trajan Denarius for $125 on our eBay, but 2,000 coins up there. That's a lot more than we used to have, and so would definitely recommend. Make sure to get in the giveaway before it goes. This is a very nice looking coin actually. And once this one settles, let's see who gets the givey. It is going to go to Beaver Cleaver. Great win. This one is going to be a Newton Silversmith and Jeweler, Norwich, and the year is going to be 18, excuse me, M1000D 500 CCC 100 100 100, so 1800 X 10 I. And we got Blue Ridge Silverhound. What's going on, Blue Ridge? Let's get a giveaway to celebrate. If you guys don't know Blue Ridge, really one of the biggest YouTubers out there, much bigger than my channel. Great info. And so we'll show off to Blue Ridge what exactly one of his viewers might be getting. We have these fantastic looking 12th to 13th century AD Indian Northern Dynasties Jatal. They'd have stylized. There is the horse type. Here is the reverse, the bull. Magnificent coins. We've got almost our last Condor here, Condor for at least today, unless there actually could be some other tokens. I need to look close at what I've got, but this is a West Cow's Halfpenny. Whoa, this is actually a really cool type. Take a look at that. There's like 3 almost seahorses on there. I'm doing well, Blue Ridge. I'm impressed with the amount of videos you're able to produce. I have been basically just scrapping by with one, but we do have a video with Silver Picker tomorrow that should be fun. But yeah, make sure you get in the giveaway for everybody. We've got a Shipwreck theme. We've sold the majority of our Shipwreck coins today, but we still do have some. So if there's any interest on that front, that's something we do have. Here is in Illyria, a cow and calf. This is 3rd to 1st century BC, silver dram. I think it's like modern day Balkans area, but you have a winged bird above the meniscos, which is a magistrate that would have been issuing this. And then you have the calf underneath. Let's see if there's any maybe cheaper, more like dollar start type items that we could get going here. This is not necessarily that, though it's not super expensive. This is a Kelantan tin pitis coin, and it's quite affordable, 1897. Think of it as like a nice, it's one of the coolest, again, tin pitis coins, but it has an Islamic inscription, and the striking process is going to be much different. There's the Hijri calendar year. I believe that says like 13, maybe 14. Yeah, I have it in the description. But again, this is the Islamic Malaysia tin coinage with a fascinating script. And so could rerun some of those if people are interested in it. What else do we have that could catch people's attention. We have some of the nice Long. These were the Nguyen dynasty of kind of Vietnam, but also what's known as Annam. Great detail. Let me look down here. Ooh, that actually might be. I just looked down. Oh, did I just drop it? Wait, let me show this coin. This one should have some exciting room on it. 1802 to 1820 with great characters and detail. Frank, man, that's a great pickup. Darn. Let's see. Oh, and I even found a dolphin. I told somebody that I didn't have a dolphin. So we have a couple of. Wait, no. Is this what we were looking for? Okay, no, that's not. Those are not uploaded. I thought that I had it. Where on earth is this coin? It's actually really bothering me. This is not the coin that you were looking for. Which you're probably like, oh, well, what good does that do? It's a $69 ancient silver denarius with a fairly corroded obverse, but the reverse is really fantastic. It's, I think, Victory driving a 2-horse chariot, a Biga. This would have been struck between 110 and 109 BC. Let me find the Long Island, sure. But that one also not quite going to be good enough. Let's see. UA 02067. We do have a nice mix of US commems. I will admit that. That one's pretty. Just to mix it up, sure. Let me just make sure this one I can send back to where it came from. And he was saying that not to rush me, but also if I wasn't going to be able to move them, to maybe send them back next time I see him. Good looking Liberty E Pluribus Unum Long Island Tercentenary, 300 years old. I love the lettering on there. United States of America, a solid ship, almost like a jeton of the United States from 1936, $50. You'd be good to spend it. Would not recommend doing so, but it would not be against the rule. It would be well within your right. Here's a $79 start Long Island Tercentenary as well. So circulated, but an appealing look, and it also doesn't seem, compared to some of the world coins, these are not crazy old, but always a good robust collector demand on these types. And we've got a giveaway winner. Let's see, who is it going to be? It'll go to Top Notch. Congratulations. We'll start up the next one. Let's see. 5561. Let's see. What is this one? 55. Fairly nice British Indian type here. 1919 in beautiful shape. I think C is for Calcutta Mint. Great uncirculated look. The front has a little bit of toning, but also fairly crispy. And then how much is the boat coin? Was $79. And again, we have that one at 74, I guess. I'm not trying to be too much of a stickler. I've got a couple. Let me see. I'll run one of these. Oh, the boat-shaped canoe coin. I think it's kind of pricey. Let me see. This one's also beautiful. 1919. Even a flashier obverse than the prior one, I would probably say. Good-looking coin. Could see this one going. And a nice, beautiful script as well. That one will go to Beaver Cleaver. Let's see. This one we'll try for 27 even, just to make sure that they're going. Yeah, I was thinking or maybe 89, something like that. That one has a little something going on the 9. I wonder if it's some sort of a die clash, potentially. Not exactly sure, but it looks like a possible die clash. Yeah, because you can see some other stuff. Oh, wow. Is that? Let me see. I can't quite make it out, but it's. I believe that's almost certainly a die clash. item at 27 bucks, making about $2 a pop there. But gotta work hard for every dollar. I think I have two other ones. Oh, this one's 1920, so a little bit of a different date, which could be exciting if people are looking for different dates. And very nice luster, all dripping luster. These old Indian rupees under British rule, though. And I have some cheaper tiger tongues somewhere else, so maybe I'll pull that one out. That big one in the back, I think is going to be 89, but I have this one which would be 49. I'll run both. So this one would be a $49. It's for we'll never do we need let me find another one that would be maybe even 39. I think that one would be more like 54 here. This one's nice looking, be 35 bucks. I'm actually now curious because I cost them in a little differently on each one of them. This one could go for 36, and I think that it could bid up, but we'll see what it does. And we could do some more substantial ones. This one has a little bit, I love how it's like a little bit imperfect on the underside of the boat. Really kind of cute. I don't have anything that's like super silver looking, but these are nice Laotian kind of tin billion types. A lot of appeal. That one's going to go to capers. We've got as well, this one is a little bit chunkier, I would say. This is probably like a 44 start. I think it's very low percent. I think it's really low percentage. Has like two divots that are pretty decent size. Quite interesting. Tiger tongue, exactly. I think the silver ones, though, are real pricey, if I'm remembering correctly. And then, let's see, this one is going to be probably like a 59. This one's much chunkier. So the price kind of quickly goes up from there. These, I think they're some of my favorite proto money styles. The dolphins are pretty competitive as well. I mean, this one's a real solid boat. Relative, here's the prior. You're bidding on the one not in the holder, or not in the bag. Very well formed piece of proto money here. We'll see what this one moves to. I could run the last one, but would look for about 89 on that one, so it's kind of high up there. And then there's also, and we have some British West Africa, kind of very nice looking early, again, British African type. We have a couple of different British African coins here. This one has a nice 6-pointed star, 2 triangles, British West Africa, 1/10 of a penny. And let's also get some giveaways continuing here. Nice win for Eman Resu. Let's see. We can do maybe one more of these. We'll probably start it, though, at like $4 just to protect me on that downside. Now we've got, that's actually, I think we've got 19 giveaways today. So we're really focused on running great giveaways. The cross side of this Shipwreck slabs is still available. Sure, Shisha. So we've sold like tons of Shipwrecks today. These are the Vliegant hearts, which are 89 bucks. At which case I make 7. In which case I make $7. And then we've got this Marstein, which I have not run yet. 1631. It's pretty clear. This is like a 449. Brabant and Antwerp. Then there's also some Atocha pendants. Again, Marstein 1631. Davenport 4444 is the catalog reference number on this one. You have the hand above. Oh, the Star of David? No, it is not. Not silver. I could rerun it though if people would like. This one I'd been offered 70 on it, but I don't want to get too far into the red. I'm going to offer it here for 74, which is a 1788 Perpignan. The earlier ones, it has kind of this very interesting patina that I love about it. It has some green, and then on this side you can see that green, kind of then an expansion ring um, of kind of a brown. And so it would be tough, would love to flip it to you at a show. Let's see what here's a nice French medal, WX64066, a national festival, sudden death. I think that could be fun. Souvenir of the national party with the République Française, and was used in some kind of necklace or ornament, something like that. Kid Corrupt currently leading, and I think might have a little bit more than that in it, but $6 to calc here. Other items that could be fun. Let's think about it. Gonna look at well, we have some jetons. Is that Mauritius? Maybe. Oh, these are some Cambodian coins. They're small but mighty. They have the villain Phuong design. $5 start. These are from the 1800s, and they have a very clear bird on there. This one, I can't tell if it's tone or just great detail and separation. Low percentage silver. British crowns, let me go and find some. But I think that these are just such charming coins with the little Hamza bird on them. Maybe only good for $5, which just because you buy something for cheap doesn't mean it's not a good coin. Though it can feel like a silly buy. Brianna Lay sounds good. I can get those up, and then let's try the British crowns. I'm just going to type in crown. Well, it looks like I have some half crowns as well, but we have a couple of the traditional British crowns. 52 start seems tough to replace, but it looks like that's what I said I would start them at. So I guess here goes. Let me find some. That one will go to capers. Do I have one more of the Hamzas? That one will be the last one that I've got here. Let's see. This one is going to be a Billin, Toupee, or Phuong. And then we'll do the crown. This one has a nice large flan on there. Last of the ones in this show. Jimmy SCH has a large Chinese character above and a lot of beautiful detail. We'll do the crowns, and then for Brianna, we'll do the jetons. Let's see. We have the crowns. Okay, so Victoria, no sudden death on any of these. Here is 1891. We'll start with a solid portrait of King George trampling all over the dragon and NLL87S. If you haven't bought today, that'll make your shipping free, so that's good news. Or at least not entirely free. I have to put a disclaimer there, but if you're buying small coins that don't weigh too much, they will have the shipping. The half real that is showing in the bin from unidentified. Did I say that it's what on earth? I think, oh, you know what? Nope, somebody bought that off of me, and I copied over an old show, and so it must have carried over. Good catch, though. Thank you. I had a large coin I just moved on top of the crown. There was a Maristine Shipwreck. This one has pretty appealing. 1889, nice kind of circulated cameo. A large coin. It could have been the Eku. It could have been the South African crowns, of which I've got a small mix of. And those look like the two large crowns. Let's see what this is. 5504. This is a very similar theme that pops up on their crowns. From this one's 1935, but you have a much more stylized. It's almost like a video game looking, horse and dragon, which is kind of interesting. HBP in the lead on this one, and let's see, that one will go to HB. This one here looks appealing as well. This one is a little bit more, I guess, like clean. There's not. I could see this one bidding up high. Nice King George V, real good presentation and everything, I would say. That's for sure. And I'm realizing one of the coins got shuffled around, so actually we do have one more of the King George crowns. That's going to be 1935. Here it is. Has some good luster on there. If you didn't get it earlier, King George V. Nice edge lettering. Was that say? Decus et tutamen anno regni 25. Oh, that's cool. So it actually has a regnal year on the side. That is pretty awesome, I would say. And let's get that giveaway going here. Let's do it. Congrats to Top Notch. 1 year type. You are exactly right. This is going to be a crown. Oh, wait, shoot. Okay, we'll do this one, but then we do have to go and find the Brianna Lay type. This is a 25, the 25th anniversary of Accession. Has some kind of like X toning on there, and it's Queen Elizabeth. She became queen in 1952 and reigned for 70 years, so very long reign. Probably gonna get a couple of other bits here, or maybe not. Yeah, of course, Nils. Glad to get it to you. Let's see. We've got some other great jetons, in my opinion, here, which is pretty biased, as I bought them because I thought they looked great. Interesting metal or jeton. This one's pretty. Aldermen and the Mayors of Nantes. This is a jeton to me. Has a ship on the reverse, and then these two lions, each with their hand outstretched. I would find that to be pretty interesting. This is right around the time the Revolutionary War is wrapping up, 1787, 88. You have Washington in there, and that one did not go, which is totally fine. But maybe you could say surprising. This one here is a copper jeton from 1709. More condors. Do we have any condors left? We have some like pretty jetons. This one included 1709 dated House of Lyon, and then Chapeau Mayeuvre Rousset. Yeah, 1709 with the two storks. Let me then look for them. I was gonna offer these. That one's gonna go to Tito. We've got, let's see. This one here is actually quite nice. I have not seen it before. 35. Great Copper Patriae Spes Altera Surget. It's a really chunky one, dated to 1754. Casse entre Metz de Commartin, 1754. Very interesting example. And Nemesis making his weight very worth it with what I think is a pretty appealing pickup. This one is going to be a 1753 jeton. Vie de Paris. Maybe this one is the one you're looking for, or maybe it was the other one. But it has this great little fiery orange toning on it. Oh, that makes sense, Nemesis. That's interesting, but totally valid. I kind of like just the gleam of silver and the fact that they tone, but you can get toning on copper. But this one looks real nice. I think, make sure you're in the giveaway. Yeah, wow, you can see the little reds, greens. Nice pickup, Horace. And we're calling this apparently government metal, but I would have thought that it was a jeton. I look at this and I would think it's a jeton. Richard la Prévenchère de la mer de Maurice, 1787 to 1788. Again, dual lion jeton type. Not going to go. Let's see what else could be interesting here. Similar to that Iku, you can't. Well, let's see. We've got maybe some other British stuff here. Here are some other crowns. This is going to be 1966. Bailiwick of Jersey, 5 shillings. These are really pretty. Not the easiest to find, and they have a little bit of like nickel blue toning, which is appealing about them. Top notch. Gothic florins. I think I actually might have a Gothic florin. This one, I might just run. And we also have a Falkland Islands crown, which I'm not exactly sure what it goes for. This one's real pretty with, it's nicely uncirculated. It looks like we had a couple of other eBay sales. We had a Marcus Aurelius and a Marinean Thrace coin. Both of those just got sold on our eBay, where I think we have a lot of great deals. Unfortunately, we can't combine the shipping because those are down in Texas, but I really would not hesitate to give those a look. And then this one here, let's see, I'm not even sure. This is a great, if you have a typeset, every issuing entity set. It is a crown of the bicentenary of the birth of Isenberg Kingdom Brunel. 2006 Queen Elizabeth II, Falkland Island. 1 crown. Super, the Hungarian half taller on the eBay. You can always shoot me an email if it's on eBay. Christian H. The really trickiest thing, it's probably the best thing to ask Isaiah to put it in a show. I'm going to say this, and then Isaiah will be probably upset at me if there's too many requests. And I'm realizing, Gabe Daw, we have to get your coins up soon, too. There's a little bit of an issue because, often we will have a little bit of room on stuff that's on our eBay, especially if it's been sitting for a while. I don't think these are Gothic. Well, let me look for the florin that I have. These are still pretty nice, though. 1896 half crown, British type, WW 9934. I'm realizing that I'm pretty late looking at these requests here. But yeah, let me pull that one as well. UA 0563. Is that the one? I feel like that's familiar. Yes, there's the Gothic florin. I think I paid $22 for it, so I'm going to start it at like 26. I will do that soon. Sudden death on this one, nice 1895. Third portrait, old head, and we have the half crown, Fides defend. It's like something about, there's something about being emperor, defense of something. I forget all what combines there. Okay, these ones I could see maybe bidding high, so we're not going to do a sudden death offering on them. And let's, in the meantime, get a giveaway going. Beaver Cleaver starting here. But nice looking 1886. Pretty nice shape. Hey, Beaver's going to come in and I think do pretty well on that. And then here is, maybe I'm not starting them for long enough. Maybe it's too much time. This one I think has been cleaned. But the detail is still really solid. And for 1884, that 1700s, sure. Let me run it with Captain currently leading. Yes, I'm going to run the one that I promised, that 1905, will start for $25 or so, 24. I guess there's not much of a difference in a dollar. Calc here, gonna win that one, and then we will do this French one. No sudden death on this. It has a little bit of like maybe an old clean and then retone, but it does have some clear, some solid toning on there. Germ Bro, what is that? 55, 11, 10. Sure, those are fairly sought after, I would say. Satamana types. Chariot Metals currently leading. We'll do the Satamana, but we first need to do the last of my Ecu coins. I have some like quarter Ecu, some other interesting French denominations. But in the meantime, we have this Perpignan 73 Tito. I feel, good meat in the middle. Again, my philosophy is hopefully then something can pop up quickly if I lose, what, $5 on a coin or something. Then I should be able to put that into some different coins. And so that's like definitely something, as somebody who has a resale perspective, you have to think about that. This is a nice Taxilla Skyfate Satamana. These would have been from 450 to 300 BC. Beautiful, like Skyfate. It reminds me of the Byzantine trachea coins, and so they're totally, unstruck on the one side, but they have this like six-pointed design on the other. A little bit of faint tone. They're appealing items, and can always come back. Not easy to get, that's for sure. And then we have a couple of the fairly interesting, I would say, Raja of Baglana Mahmudis. Nice sighting Akbar the Great in great condition. You can see a bunch of like luster on there. Very sharp looking coins. Can you see the florin? Did I forget the florin? Yeah, sorry about that. I did. I've got it. Let me pull it right now. We'll see if this one bids up. Chaser gonna start. Love the solidus in the profile photo. This one's a really sharp example. Nemesis. I missed Nemesis. Oh, some of the French metals. And thanks for reminding me, Horace. Yeah, I'm open to running those. They're in really nice condition. It's funny, I bought this collection. I think I paid something like 48 a piece, and I sold all of the lower grade ones for a lot more. And then I've struggled. I've been like starting them in the 50s, and maybe I just exhausted everything. But I guess 53 is like a break-even price on those ones. Grundog currently in the lead on the Mughal half rupee. Can try to run a couple more. I said that I would run this one, which does have a little bit of like a small rim bump. I don't think it's too bad, but I do want to call that out, and it could be off to the races from a bidding perspective. But I saw it at a show this weekend, and I was like, hey, I think that I could make at least $2, and so if it goes for 26, I would make those $2. Would I even? Yeah, I'd make $1.50. So hey, making $7 is much better. Maybe we'll see it bid up. Cash. I would say Numis. I feel like it's also just like I could certainly grow the inventory if I had more cash. It's also like the availability of like processing power, if that makes sense. So there's a bunch of coins that I always have that have not been fully processed, so they're not ready to go. Germ, it would be It would be very likely in Saturday's show. The next two shows are going to be done by Isaiah and Gabe, and they're cool, but they are in Texas. I'm in California. So $54. This is a mint state 64. I think it's a pretty cool, nice bronze metal. And 1823 dated, graded MS65. I think the grading fee on this was likely around $40. Natos, that's in the year 18, or in the year DC, I think he's saying 1672. Dies a little bit later. Let's see. This is Dominicus Cimarosa here. Or this is Guillemus Camden. Mint State 64, great. It's a metal by CAC, and that one even has a little bit of toning on it. I think that they're fairly pleasing. All to say, interesting French metals, but yeah, I would say so. It's interesting from like what's going, because sometimes I'll frustrate myself and I'm like, I'm buying way too many low value items, and then I'll be like, well, but I want low value items because I want to make sure that I have great coins for a new collector. And so it goes back and forth, back and forth. These are really nice. It's these stag half rupees from Mauritius. Don't have tons of them left. They're quite nice looking. King George V, and I love all the like different indentations he's got. Yeah, great stag coin. HB Pete in the lead, and it's going to take it. And we've got one more here. Let's see. This is going to be a $14 start. Taxilla. Yeah, I can run some Taxilla types. This is the last one of these. Any of the Japanese rectangular. I do have the Japanese rectangular, the famed Japanese rectangular coins. We've got both silver shoe and silver boo. We were selling some earlier. And so exactly. And so, yeah, and it's also more fun to be able to offer people more coins. Like, it's not, I would feel bad. I mean, I could see a world in which Treasure Town gets big enough where we can do shows that are like only dedicated to $100+ coins, but it's still nice to connect people with like a great, this is a silver shoe. Maybe I can make $3 on it. I think I paid like 12. And I bought it from Japan. So the tricky thing is those tariffs are now a lot tougher. That one's going to go to Grundog. Now, maybe there's also argument that if I would, I could streamline my operations by not selling quite as many, smaller dollar coins and then just put effort into the big stuff. But I'm not sure what the silver content is. I think that they're fairly high, but I'm going to ask ChatGPT, or I'll ask Google, silver content. It's interesting. I sold a small group of contemporary counterfeit. Okay, apparently these are 96.8% silver. Grundog going to win that. I think I have one more left. And so, but they do fluctuate over time. Similarly, like there's some gold that's like 29% gold, and then it drops to 22%. Tito in the lead on these ones. The silver boo are like 4 times bigger, I think, but they're not 4 times as expensive. 49 for a jeton, 20 for a Seljuk of rum. Oh yeah, are those the ones that you're after college? Oh, I'm actually I fully have a job, but I don't like, one of my rules is I don't talk about my job on Treasure Town. I have a full non-coin job that I really love. But we've got Isaiah and Gabe are full time, and so love careers in coins, love careers in kind of making people happy is what I would describe it. This is the boo, yeah. That could be a dream job. No, I'm just kidding, in case my parents see it. Oh yeah, exactly, Horace. 100% agree. This one has some fun toning on it, which is not present on all the boo. These were from an old Japanese collection that they had actually labeled them all the different positions because there's upside down sakuras. So like this is position PT to have the sakura upside down in the bottom left corner, but some nice little toning. Yeah, and so that's kind of how I think that there are certain tough things about careers in coins. There's also some awesome stuff, and I haven't personally like exactly landed in a long-term decision, but I love making people, I guess, happy and excited about the world. And so like I did an internship that was super intense. It was in like private equity, basically just investing in companies, working all the time. I didn't mind the working all the time, but I didn't find that was like, so much what I wanted to do. I wanted to always be able to spend time, running a fun auction during a weeknight just for fun, if that makes sense. And so here we've got a French Arcot rupee. These ones bought in the high 40s. Have sold about 40 of them. Never started at lower than 55. These are tough to find because they are from French India in the mid 1700s, right around the time the French and Indian War would have been going on. The slabbed copper tokens, yes. Oh, that's super cool. That's great, Numis. Love to hear it. That's the sort of thing where, again, I love my, there's been so many interesting jobs I've gotten to be part of. Actually, my current job, and I said I wouldn't talk about it. I love my current job too. But, being able to grow the collecting hobby is something that's really exciting to me. And just because I know how much fun I have with it as a coin collector and now as like a part collector, part dealer. But yeah, all of these are mint state. Gabe Dot, thanks for the reference. I feel bad because I was not purposefully ignoring, but I realized that I had not looked at them. And let's see. I wonder if the 60 or 61 might be French stuff. Let's see. Oh, that's a beautiful rupee. These look like condors. Oh, we might have hit on a bunch of condors. Nice. They might not have been called condor because I didn't do the inventorying for a lot of these. My very wonderful friend who's in college, was his summer internship was to be at Treasure Town. He was down in Texas. There's a great iron working. This is like no date, but I think it's a little bit later. It should be like 1800s or something. Payable Jackson and Leicester's Warehouse. Condor penny. This one is going to be another penny token from 1813. Glasgow. Is that in Scotland? I guess it should be Great Britain, but if it is, that's interesting. Phoenix Ironworks, Glasgow. That does, to me, sound like Scottish. That's pretty interesting. We have a few of the condors. I could see this one bidding up. It's nice and it's fairly intact. Phoenix Ironworks. Gabe Da gonna win it. Oh, and let's make sure that we keep the giveaway stream going. This one again is early 1800s penny, and then we've got some cool 59059. Some cool types here that I think people will be kind of all over. We've got, start with the Campen Haberdasher, Norfolk and Norwich. It's got a great anchor, and then you also see a lion and a globe. And on the back, you have the foot, our Campen Haberdasher, Goat Lane in Norwich. I'm not sure if that's like a bow or what exactly it is. Gabe Da is going to be in on it. Then, oh, we've got a great like whiskey type on the next one. Gabe Da, nice win. Let's see what this one would be here. We've got a 18 start. This one's in pretty nice. Like, this one's very good eye appeal. More trade and fewer taxes. A nice good old bottle of whiskey. That's quite a prosperity to Old England. Quite a saying there. Interesting patina and everything. More trade and fewer taxes. Super interesting. Prosperity to Old England. Anchor. Yep, sounds good, HTC. I did get crushed earlier on a coin that was out of that group. Now this one is nice. It's got, I was going to start this one for like 35. No worries if nobody wants it, but it's a nicer shape one. London and Middlesex halfpenny, Ichdine, and then George, Prince of Wales, has like that chocolatey brown look that a lot of people find quite appealing on a nice looking condor. The ask here was for the 1764. I think it's like I want to say I paid in like $12 or something for it, so I'd probably start at like 16. It's nice looking. 12 einen Reichstaler. Fridericus. Very appealing. Silver coin from Prussia. And then here we've got an Australian type 05. This is nice looking, and it's from really early Australian format. I think they only started striking coins like 1910. So this one's still in pretty nice shape. 1912 Advanced Australia King George V with nice luster on there. Jim K. Do I have one other of these Australia? I'm not exactly sure if I do or not. Thought I did somewhere. Maybe my memory is failing me. We also have some cool silver options here. We have some Sucres, Ecuadorians, 1920. I'm curious. I don't know what they melt for. Probably would want about $2 above melt on it. They melt for $9.73. So let's try these at 12. Oh, that's what they're already in for. Perfect. They are 72% silver. They have a nice eagle above. They're minted proudly in Philadelphia by the same P mint. And so still pining over the Tito. I think I showed them and I didn't see them. I didn't see them get any traction, but maybe I'm misremembering. Might have also showed the wrong one. We've got 2 others of these. And thanks so much, Numis. I tried. This one has a little X on the front of it, just as a call out. Gramo dos Sucres, Philadelphia. Captain is winning. What's going on? Peter, I was like, you know what? I need to start doing weeknight streams. There's no reason not to. Does this one have an X? It does have a little bit of a scratch on the side. Chashi is going to win the giveaway. And, we've got some great giveaway coins, fully ID'd ancient coins. So that's very fun to connect people with. Let's see what else. We've got a couple here. People had asked about the Seljuk types. Yeah, and the eBay, sometimes Peter goes on there and he gets some good stuff. But these are going to be no sudden death. These are like the Turkic folks, the Seljuks of Rum. Great inscriptions, very interesting, highly detailed items. And so I wish we had more of these available. Mofa. I feel like because I don't manage the eBay, it's Isaiah and Gabe. I definitely help with some of the strategy for it, but I was looking through and I was like, whoa, Peter Franco is picking up my stuff. Oh, you can read. This one's really nice too. This one I could see getting a little higher than the prior. Just such clear inscription. Mofal, what does it say? Is it citing some certain caliphs or something? Arabic. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. It's the Seljuk. It's Kilij Arslan the fourth. I need to know a little bit more about the Turkic people, but I know that they're very strong, very powerful. And maybe. Okay. I realized, not on purpose, I may have one remaining. Peter, what have been some of your recent things you've been most... This is a different ruler. This is Kai Kusro with an interesting kind of six-pointed, multiple squares, or not squares, multiple edges in a very interesting manner. we can hang on to that one for a little bit here. You got some silver boo. I have to see, Peter, if you have an offer on wholesale boo. Here we've got, these are fairly flashy example. Frank Key in the lead. No God but Allah and Muhammad is his prophet. That makes sense. I feel like they very frequently say that on their coins, if my memory serves me correct. I think that's a common theme that they put on the coins. And then, but does it mention what ruler it is as well? Bought a lot these past 2 days. We also bought a lot these past 3 days. That's funny. We've been buying a bunch. Yes. This one's interesting because it has a little counter mark of a Japanese character on there. I'll rerun this one. I think it'll go. So it's nicely countermarked. The Japanese character, I feel like I've seen it a fair amount of other places, but you can see it right to the left of the main stamp. On this side, maybe there's a little mark of, no, that's not where it would have been countermarked on the other side, but you can see that character to the left of the primary stamp is interesting. And so any other Arabic coins? We have some great stuff. If you swing by tomorrow and the day after, oh, actually, you know what? These are pretty cool. We have a couple of different ones with interesting, a lot of it, I think some of it is Farsi script, but these are Islamic Kelantan, Sultanate of Kelantan Pittis, and they're fascinating. They're really large, so they have good eye appeal. And you can see the Hijri calendar year right here, 1314. And so you see the Arabic influence all the way into the peninsula of Malaysia in Southeast Asia. This is not silver, no. These are SN, stands for tin. But I love the script and the kind of fancy calligraphy on a coin in tin. So because it's struck in tin, the way that they strike it, okay, that's a little bit of a circular thing to say. But because it's tin, basically, they have to use different striking techniques. And so let me maybe try this 15 seconds sudden death. This one's also really nice looking. It's a much different appearance. And then as over time, like grime, I guess, got in some of the coins, it actually fills in the calligraphy particularly well, particularly nicely. And so Persian, yes. That would make sense to me. I'm trying to think of other examples. Arabic coins. I think this is Persian as well. These are more expensive. Sea Salvage, Surat Mint, sunk in 1702. Mughal, India. Terry the 10th leading. And then let's see some other interesting. Do we have other Arabic stuff? I'm just trying to remember what I have and what I don't here. We have nice British India, of which I sold a little bit pretty successfully earlier. I make less than $1 at 16 bucks. I paid 14, but they're really nice, flashy British Indian. Slightly better date, 1921, King George the Fifth, half pice of India. You're looking for an Afghan rupee. Let's see. We've got this one. Oh, that one's cool. This one's going to be a little more expensive. This would be like a. This is the type that sunk, but was not obviously sunken. Year 21 is like 1670s. Very nice looking Surat Mint under Aurangzeb of the Mughal Empire. And then, did you want to see the Afghan rupee, or were you just suggesting? Oh, and then we have some of the other, the Raja of Baglana under Akbar the Great. Let me see. We had the one that we sold earlier bid up to about 20 bucks. We could run these a little bit back of that range, maybe for, call it 15 bucks, sudden death. This is citing Akbar the Great. I'm not sure how clearly you could see that, but is and Mughal under minted in Mulhar. This one looks like Persian script, but I could be wrong. Not exactly sure. That one's going to go for a little bit less than the prior. We've got one last one here that we'd run. I want to kind of be firm in that $15 range. And then we do have some French Indian coins that I'm wondering if I overpaid a little bit on them. I think that it's Farsi. It's Farsi script. Mofa in the lead. Would be happy to, German. That's going to go to Chaser. Watch out. This one, okay, so the story in these, I bought 10 of them for $48 each. I've been trying to sell them for 55. At 52, I will take a small loss of a couple of cents plus the shipping fees that I pay. But they're fairly rare. I looked online in mint state. I was seeing them. I don't know that these are mint state. I saw an AU 58 that I think sold for like $80. These are not common at all, but I may have gone a little. They're like a 1/5 rupee type, and so let me look. Let me find that. Okay, if I can't find that, I'm gonna be upset. Okay, no, now I have it here. So that was the story on that one, on the Mahe mint type. Not gonna increase the price or decrease the price on this one. It's just tough for me to replace these nice Roman Republican denarii. 110 to 109 BC Claudius Pulcher. Bit of a corroded obverse, but you can see Rome, like the detail in Roma's face quite nicely. There's more of a great portrait on the reverse that shows the biga. This is definitely what I like to highlight there. Then over here we've got WW925306. I'm also thinking we have some nice knockout. We have some paper. Yeah, 1912. This is only 2 years in. Sold the other one. Just very well struck. Advanced Australia, tougher date, 3 pence type, in quite nice condition. Palestinian, sure. I don't have. I think I have a little bit. I think I have a Gaza owl, but it's really low condition on my eBay, which is treasure_town_coins. But otherwise, yeah, I can definitely PM. We'll look out for that. Yeah, is there anything else that might be falling under that Islamic category, though? I'm just thinking through the different coins that I have. I think most of what I've got is like, you know what? Well, this is definitely Indian, but these are nice looking coins. 12 Vimatakto. This is like ancient India, but that at that point India was also would have stretched probably towards like Pakistan, and these have kind of, I think it's Karshoti lettering, but a nice look of Sotermagus or Vimatakto facing right. That all sounds good to me. Let's see. People are asking about ancients. This one's a nice looking Gordian. We have some nice Gordian types. This is going to be -0340. Yeah, Providentia reverse, no sudden death. I think it's a very elegant coin. It's super on flans. It's not off center at all. Imperator, Caesar, Gordianus, Augustus, and then Providentia on the reverse holding a globe. Very nice ancient silver coin. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty one. Let's see. What else might we have in here? We've got this 1969 G German coin. Or no, maybe we don't. We must not. That's okay. Let's see. Here's a 1915 French type. 12 bucks. Obtuse Mongoose. Nice win. Let's see. These are really solid looking Bulgarian coins. And I only have them slated to start at 40. Well, I guess we can do 40. Let's start. Christ facing us very clearly there on the front. Then we have Ivan, Alexander, and Mikhail on the reverse. Ancients are awesome. This one is solidly medieval, I would say, but probably qualifies as ancients for a good amount of the collecting base. Here's a copper jeton. That one is a bit worn, I would say, but doesn't, I don't think, take away too much from it. Let's try to work through what's on my desk. I'd taken out a couple of coins. This one is going to be, we'll do some $47 jeton starts, which is a little lower than we normally do it. Cambrai and Cambresis. King Louis the 15th on the front of this one. Nice silver coin. Christianis. And the states of Cambrai and Cambresis. What else could we try here? Maybe, South African. Yep, that works for me. Let me go and find it. 1947. I think I paid $30 a pop on these. Let me just make sure that you can't like buy them for that on eBay, and then I'll be embarrassed to offer it for more. 1875, 5 shilling. I'll start it for 36, which you can't buy it for cheaper than that. At least from what I can see. Nice. King George the 6th, 5 shilling, with a beautiful charging gazelle or galloping gazelle, however you'd describe it. Start the rewards. I don't think so. Any octagonals? I can try and go find some for my next sale. I feel like, if people are looking for octagonals, I should be selling octagonals. Because it was not something that I can say was on my radar. Here is 1869, and I'm thinking maybe I can go and dollar start, but we'll get a giveaway going here. I think we have like a couple left, 3 left, so about 15 minutes left on the show. This one is going to be 10 Krajar coin. The captain currently leading. Gabe Daw going to win that one. This one is going to be a bronze jeton. Ave Maria Gracia. This is like a medieval, around 1415 to 1497, earlier type Texas Alligator King. It's an early bidder there. Let's see. I got a couple nice coins here. This one's going to be a 1972 Danish 10 kroner. Currently $21 of silver in there, 21.75. So I'll try for 24. Nice little collectible. Look, there's Queen Margaret. Jim K. Any slabbed or graded ancients? We've only got a couple of them left. But normally we have a good, we try to bring like at least 10 or so to every show. This would be an Apollodotus Soter type. About $59. That's a Central Asian ruler, kind of like modern day Pakistan. On the back, you have the Karshoti Indian lettering, then the Greek on the front. 80 to 65 BC, very specific time frame in which this coin would have been bought, sold, and used. Though also a lot of them end up getting, transacted for a long time afterwards. These are typically fairly popular, I would say, but doesn't mean they have to be today. We'll do $1 start. Any lower on the Illyria cow, I could go down by like $1, but to get more of them, I'm being offered them at $38 a piece. These ones should. Nice. I think I paid $7, which is totally fine. Let me find the Illyrian cow. See if we can run it for about 40. Unfortunately, it would not be worth to do at 42 when I calculate it. 43, make $1.50 and keep the cash moving. No problem. The Shipwreck slabs. So we've got the Maristine at 450. We've got Vliegend at 89, and we've got the Taj Mahal treasure at 380. Nice cow calf. Any Afghan coins? Yes, long-legged Larry. We have some coins that would be in modern day general Central Asia that could include Afghanistan. Now that's a pretty wide, range. There we do have some Afghan rupees, and if you type in Afghanistan, you can see them. But I'll run a mix of both. This one looks a little bit clean, but it's a nice 2 kroner from 1939. What's going on, Vault and Valor? Fun to do. I was thinking I need to get in the habit of doing weekday shows. There's no reason not to. So enjoying hanging out, talking coins. Let's see. Afghan rupee. Let's see. I think they're right here. They're actually somewhat hard to. 1897 Afghan rupee. I'm not sure what it's going to, what comps are on them, but I don't think they're super cheap. Nice little Afghan rupee. When I look on eBay, people are looking for and there's one person who has, but they don't have the date on there. I was thinking maybe $29. I think is pretty fair for this. Maybe I'm wrong. Then it wouldn't sell. And maybe it would be fair and it still wouldn't sell. Afghan rupee, in pretty solid shape. 1898. Of Emir Abdur Rahman Khan. Exactly. And we got a couple more giveaways for folks. Let's see. Start up the giveaway. What other types might I have? Not that I forgot to run them, but kind of didn't run and should have run. Okay, we have some fun Russian 460901. Let's do some dollar start Russian coins that are actually pretty nice looking and not super easy to find. Oh yeah, of course, Yella. 1840 1 kopeck cerebrum. This would have been Emperor Nicholas I. I want to say he reigned from 1825 to 1855 or so. Nice one for Peter. I think that's a good one. Peter has great sales that you should check out as well. Here's at 1852 kopeck. Nice looking as well. This one is Nicholas I, but it's really, I think it's Alexander II who comes in kind of directly after him. Not easy to find these bad boys. That one will go to Peter. And we're not going to stop dollar starting stuff. This time we got a big time 1758 Empress Elizabeth 1 kopeck. So it's like the 5 kopeck, and it's fairly worn, but that's pretty sweet. And it's a charging horse that reminds me of the Russian wire types. Super cool. Chunky Russian item. Which I think has some more room to go. And we'll stay down with Peter. And then right here, this is not, at one point I had a group. Oh, Peter, actually, I've been meaning to text you. I think we have like 25 kopecks that we can sell you at the original price, but because of the postal issues, my supplier literally was like, hey, I straight up don't have them. We have some that we had bought. Actually, it would not be a money-making price to wholesale them at the price we had agreed to, but we can put aside about 20 for you just as a sorry, and then obviously sell you the other group of 5 kopecks as soon as they get in, but it's not clear how long the postal delays with the end of the de minimis exemption are going to last. So I think that must have been that the seller was, you know, buying them on de minimis. You know, the postal closure basically means that they literally are cut off from their supply, which is a serious bummer. But is, I guess, how it goes. So that's the update on that front. We did get the ACU fractions in, which the tariffs are biting, but that's okay. I think that was like $550 of stuff. We'd be happy to hang on to it, but we had planned to sell it to you at that 550 level, and so maybe we can combine that with a couple of, of the 5 kopecks that we'll take a loss on. We do want to get you a couple of them. We'll keep you updated. 57 and 28 and Gibby, that's a good point. We don't have tons left. Horace Hardwick currently leading here. Nice series type 1 franc. That one is going to go for 10. I feel like if we sold them to you though, and it's not losing a couple dollars a coin is not an issue because you bought a lot from us. 1887. We'll take care of you. Do you have any use for what's it called? Octagonal gens. I got offered some a little while back. I wholesaled a bunch to a friend for like a $3 profit, and I've since seen them selling for way more than I thought. These ones are pretty solid types. 1873, 5 francs. Ooh, we have some Swiss 2 francs even, which is exciting. Yes, I'll keep you updated. I have a bunch of near-term stuff. There's a couple like wholesale buyers who are picking up a bunch of stuff in person the next few days. So I'm going to sort through some of those, and then we'll get you a nice package of stuff. Okay, hopefully this is a 2 franc coin. I'm not sure exactly where these are going, but this is a real early one, 1913. No, I sold them cheaper, less than that minus the fees. I made I think it was like $2 a coin or something. But now the tariffs are kicking in, which is tough because it's 15. I've now started paying 15% on any of that because a nice one for Peter there. 15% is a lot on 1910 Swiss this time. Last giveaway of the evening. And your huge Saudi gold. I'd feel pretty good if I had gold. Been buying gold over the last couple months. It's got to be an exhilarating thrill. I do not have much gold in my inventory, and so unfortunately, unlike many coin dealers who have been crushing it, it's been tougher for me. 1912 2 francs. This one is of King Albert, King of the Belgians. I haven't even looked at what melt is on these guys. 1912 2 franc. Hopefully I won't be sad when I see it. Wow. That's a nice win. Melt is $11 on, a little bit over $11 on that. So that's a good win. I am going to be less fun, and maybe I'll put this. This one also is pretty nice looking. I think this is cool silver. You might not. We'll go $14 as a start on this 1909. Very clear, well-struck 1909 2 franc coin. King Leopold. He's got a monster beard. I think Panama Balboas are like 38 start, but I'm not exactly sure. I might be lying. It wouldn't be higher than that. If I listed them as higher than that, I would bring them down. Dollar start here. 1916 shilling. Advance Australia. King George V. Melbourne Mint. And this one, again, has a good bit of silver in there. I wouldn't ignore it. Nice looking coin. Thank J. Wid. And then we've got, I think, 2 Balboas is, I think, all we've got left there. Is 38 a terrible price? Probably no sudden death because I don't have many more of these. I had like 15 at one point. Super nice 1947. Reminds me of the Mercury dime, holding the fascie. Beautiful coin. Jim K. starting out on the lead. Have one other example. Here's the other one. We do have some of the Atocha jewelry that I may have neglected to mention, but it's all pretty nice stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Atocha, where did I put it? Nice one, of course. And then, let's see. Atocha jewelry, I said M0368. That it was nearby somewhere. Atocha jewelry. Oh, there it might be. Formed from the Atocha Shipwreck. I know it's a shipwreck theme, so I want to make sure that I highlight these ones. Looks like 2 earrings that would have been struck from a silver bar that was then melted down. But this was, again, sunk in 1622, found by Mel Fisher. They made them into a bunch of interesting shipwreck products. And then trying to think of some good ones to go on a... Oh no, HGC, do I have one? I think I thought I sold all. I think I did sell it. It must have gone. That makes me sad. I'll try to go get some more. No, I did sell that one. In terms of other shipwrecks that we could try some of these Vliegant hearts. I took it off because I know I'm out of Elkaz entirely. These ones I have on consignment, so I make $7 if they sell. They are mostly intact, but not entirely intact, Vliegant heart ducatons that sunk in 1735 and were recovered many years later. I've sold a good amount of these ones. Let's see. We've also, again, got the Maristine at $4.49. What else do we have? 1631 sunk. Where did the Maristine sink? I'm kind of curious. I don't remember exactly. Coast of South Africa. That's interesting. I did not realize that. So yeah, this was sunk off the coast of South Africa, which is, and maybe I've tried them too many times, but it could be interesting from a UA 0529 South African silver here, $23. Yes, of course, Tito. And for sure, Barty Gang, thanks for saying thank you. I think that is everything on the giveies. Oh wait, no. Wrong coin. Don't buy that one. Oof, I paid in the 30s on that one, so I was that was surely the wrong coin. I'm glad that nobody noticed. WX 1915. Very nice 1602 quarter écu. It's getting late, guys. I'm falling asleep here. Not falling asleep, but like I let my guard down. Yeah, that is incredible, Numis. I did not realize that was to that scale. I think that's probably going to do it for tonight. Let me see if there's any. Maybe we have a couple of dollar start ones to close out. We have some nice 3 Polker types. These I always think are kind of fun. Dollar start these guys. Polish Lithuanian silver from the 16. This is the 1620s, which is a really early coin. The date is extremely clear there. Just quite fun. Have a nice one, Tito. All right, this one currently has no bids. I could go crazy cheap. Silver from the 1600s. Polish Lithuanian, fairly nice looking coin. That one will go to Tito. RFT, is that Rob Finds Treasures, or is it somebody else? He's a friendly old YouTuber. I have not heard from Rob in a long time. Is he doing well? And are his shows fun? I feel like his shows would be pretty fun. And I feel like he has always had a good audience. Here's a 1622. We'll risk it going cheap and just kind of roll with it, I guess. It's not big sales, but it's fun. Okay, that's great. He always was a very nice, like, positive guy, so I'm not surprised to hear that his shows are going well. If I see him, I'll look out. I'm going to keep this one a 12 start, 1624. Nice date with, attractive eye appeal, basically. It's late on the East Coast. I'm always impressed with how late you stay up. But yeah, 1624, 3 Polker type. Just got off work. That's late too. Hey, well, coins is a fun thing to come to after work is done. So that's what I'm doing here tonight. And let's see, 16. We got a seated. I've not sold any U.S. Well, actually, I sold a couple Civil War tokens. This is a half dime. People have not asked about these in a little while. 1872, actually decent looking half dime. Nice eye appeal. Fun little coin. And then what would be some closing ones we could run? Maybe some. Oh, these are actually. Forgot that I still had these. I thought I'd sold them all. These are nice Italian lira coins. Of Vittorio Emanuele III. Has some faint toning, but it's very similar to the denarius types that show 4 charging horses. So I think that that's really a fun component of it. Tito first. And I think I have 3 total of these. Yeah, these are pretty. Eman Rezu, exactly. Roman Republic style is exactly right. And then we've got this one as well. 1913 start stuff. Treasure Town always goes cheap. It's actually not an advantage because well, it's better to sell coins for more. PL, it's going to snag that one. I'm trying to think on the Italian silver front. Do I have any other ones? I have some other types, but I think that they're a little bit... Oh, maybe I do have a few more. No, I think these might be the larger. Yeah, these are all the larger types. Well, is there any interest in like porcelain? We could do a 2-lire of Umberto, which is kind of interesting. 1887. This is like a $16 start. I feel like you'd probably have a gold-plated one by now, Peter. You don't have a gold-plated toilet? You're thrown, exactly. You can start running shows from it. This one's a little more worn. It's not so pretty, so we'll start this one back. But in the future ones, the other ones will cost more. It's a 2-lire from 1886. Clear. You know, it reminds me so much. Well, it is literally just like a smaller version of the 5-lire. We also have some German examples. But here's a solid. That one's a little icky on the back too. Yikes. But the obverse is pretty nice. Okay, let's see what happens if we start this one for... Well, I think that one's done. Let's try some of the Saxony hammer and sickle porcelain 20 Pfennig with a scythe. It should be a pretty good coin. Porcelain is often quite sought after. Great scythe and grain type. I think it was a half. I think it was a half dime. Unless that my eyes were deceiving me. We'll do this one for a $12 start. Try to make $1. These are all really fun. I guess I got a few of this specific type in and didn't quite realize it, or I must have realized it when I inventoried, but have since forgotten. That one will go to Jim. This one, it's not like I have a million of these. This one's actually really nice looking. Good example. You think I should start these for more? That's probably what I should do on a lot of these. 15. What if we make it a true Treasure Town start and we go for even? Actually, but if we're saying, if Peter tells me to start for more, we'll try it. We'll do a full 50. We'll do a confident 15. Is that the last one of these I have? It is the last one of this type that I have in my inventory. Nice Meissen metal. It's good that you have a guy. I feel like I have to be a lot scrappier. I'll keep this one for another day. See, that's a problem. You might be able to start it. But Treasure Town goes a little slower. This one's cool because it's got shovel and grapes. We'll do a $1 start. The 1879 dime, sure. Be happy to try it. Let's see. Hopefully I don't get crushed on this one. It's a real pretty type. Love the grape and shovel. I think this one might be able to hit that 15 level. Nice leaf. Bid, bid, bid. I have to start shouting. Bid, bid, bid. Everybody bid. Let's get the 1879 up. We'll do this $1 start 1915. It's got nice luster on it too. Nice orange colors. Berlin, some faint toning. I'll wonder if I should have just sent this one to Peter. Nice looking coin. That one will go to PL. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, we were looking for the 1879. Let me find it. We also have some nice paper not geld. 1879. Are you sure you saw 1870? I think it was 1872. Not 1879. 1872. Which would have been right here. Very nice. I like this group because, and maybe there's some small problem on it, but it was really like problem-free stuff. Just like nice looking, circulated, regular old coins. That one will go to Michael. Congrats. We've got a couple more, but not many of those marks. Just like regular old marks, I guess. If there's any other similar US type that you'd like to see Michael in, please let me know. Dollar start on that. This one's also in nice shape. 1907 E. No, I know you're stingy with the marks. Good silver, German imperial type back of silver. See there, I should definitely be sending it to you, Peter. It's a classic Treasure Town issue. Selling coins less for retail than they wholesale them. This does not seem to be a winning business strategy, but here is a 1905, pretty nice looking one. I did get inspired by you, though. I tried offering like a flash sale for the first time on some bulk items, and that worked okay. I think I sold a couple of coins for $12.75, and I normally auction them for the same price, but it was faster to sell them via the auction method. You're getting 650 Hamza birds. See, what would you sell those for? Because I bought mine for like $4, and I sold them for 5, 6, and 7, I think, today. And I was like, dang, I'm never gonna buy Hamza birds again. Okay, I'm gonna start this for $9 because I can wholesale them to somebody for at least 8. I don't know what they're paying these days. But yeah, that's the problem. Oh, this is a nice. I didn't notice that I had. Mine were copper, so maybe that's the difference. 100 billion marks. They should probably make that illegal. All right, let's do one more coin that I'll regret, which is a actual gilded 5 mark not geld. No sudden death though. Saxony. Okay, so then I was about right. Yeah, beautiful gilded not geld. Got to be bold sometimes and just offer stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell myself, at least. Saxon 5 mark. What else? We've got this one, let's see. This one I think I'd like to get like $29 for. 1889 dated Parisian expedition medal. It's huge and it's really cool. 1889 Exposition Universelle et Internationale has a great medal of the Eiffel Tower, certified authentic by the metallurgic usine. I'm not sure what that means. I gotta take what I can get, Peter. Let's see. This one is a big medal as well. This one has a pre-bid on it. We'll see if it is exceeding $34. It's a really nice coin. It did not. This thing is monster. It's a monster medal. Staatspreis Ausstellung of Wien, Vienna in 1910. Again, compared to a graded coin, way, way big. Very pretty. Let's see. This one is cool. This is a lucky nickel. Pewter Statue of Liberty type. I'm not sure where it was struck though. If it says New York, New York, but is a very large buffalo nickel style metal. These will unlikely fit in your pocket. Maybe if you have a big pocket. Let's see. That one did not get a bid. Let's see if any of the others might. There's a couple back here that are interesting. 64. Oh yeah, this is like a gave gold type. Basically, people would get these after giving gold to the German government and trading it for iron, basically to support the war effort. And so it's like a World War I historical medal. Parachute cargo camp. Exactly. Could you give me your gold? I'll give you an iron medal, maybe, as an idea, Peter? I thought I have to convince you throw in something else like a 5 kopeck. Here's a big porcelain medal. It looks like there's a chance UPS is going to pay out my claim, Peter, on the Swiss stuff that I lost. It's been such a nightmare, but I'm super excited about that. They were unable to find them. It's been like a month and a half. But yeah, I was going to sell a bunch of silver that I just bought from abroad to Peter. The package showed up empty with nothing in it. And so we've been going through a long claim process. The nice thing is that I have the weight. I can show the weight of the package, and they have the weight of the package when it was, and it spent a bunch of time in like some Cologne, like warehouse, and so I'm almost positive that that's where the theft would have occurred. But still, really not fun to have to deal with and everything. So let's see. We've got, in conclusion, I feel like that might be it for tonight. I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular we could try. We have a Meissen. On these are a little bit larger. We have to start for like 15 a peso. Oh man, that's no fun. Graded metals, sure, Tito. I tried them. They're all 54. Maybe we could drop those to. Those are also in the category of I would like to have them out of sight. This is again a 50 Pfennig porcelain type with grapes. Cool magic. I'm down to stay on for if there's stuff that you'd specifically like. These are metals here. This one is going to be 1823 dated mint state 64 brown of Guillemis Camden. Let me just see. Maybe I'm misremembering what I paid on these. But again, the funny thing is I sold what I thought were the more expensive. Yeah, high 40s on these. Do like 52 maybe. Civil War tokens. Yeah, I have a couple of Civil War tokens I just got in from a show this weekend. I sold 2 of them already. I paid. So here's. Tell me what you think, Tito. But yeah, we do have actually a good amount of US stuff, which is not what I specialize in. There's one MS65. This one is Dominicus Cimarosa. Long-legged Larry's in on it. 1818, mint state 63. And again, it's funny because I was selling like XF40s for like 59, and this is not a complaint. I'm feeling fortunate that I sold those for 59, thinking, hey, I'm making $7 a coin. That's great. Let me run this one more time, and then we'll wrap up with the. Oh, and I'm seeing a couple of other ones I need to delete from the show. Some of the legal tender stuff. Deleted those. And then we'll do the US. Here's the Mint State 65. I'm still going to discount it to $52. I could see this one getting an extra bid, but yes, 65, and it did get an extra bid. And then we can do the last, that Mint State 63. But Josephus Addison Series Numismatica. Nice win for Tito. And then here, $52. The Natos, so he's born in London. Yeah, no, these are cool. This is the last of these in my inventory, though. I have 0 others, so this is it for these French metals. I'll be on the lookout, and I should have some raw ones coming, but those ones are now all gone. Again, these are the Shipwreck treasures. I can go, my absolute bottom is, well, I should never say absolute, but 375. These were sunk off the coast of Sri Lanka in 1702 and salvaged. What is 040? I'm sure I could. Yes, I think it's like an $84 coin, Sam. Nice Apollonian item. And then we have to do some of the US stuff, but then it's probably time to wrap. This one is Zeno. I don't know the full magistrate, but here is the Apollonian dram, and then we do have a raw one that I was looking for $43 on. Super fun. Trying to think of any other ones that are kind of like a good enclosing type. What is this one? 8752. A half a coup. We have a couple PCGS types. This is like fine details cleaned. It's the 9 mint mark, which is kind of neat. And this one, looking to make $6 on it. Louis the 14th, half a coup. Again, 9 mint mark. You can see it on the back. It's a very pretty coin. Just was a little bit cleaned. Okay, you have both the Civil War tokens. Well, no hurt feelings if you are not too excited by what you see. Let me see what I've got. What I do have is a pile of coins on my desk that's going to take a long time to clean up. Could try some Long Island coins for like 79, I think was my hope on these ones. Paid 65 for them. 1936 Long Island tercentenary. Tercentenary means the 300th anniversary on a coin. We also might have some Lexington halves. This one is going to be a $74 start. Lexington and Concord, that I think was the first battle of the Revolutionary War. A little bit cleaned, you can see right there. But it's the Patriot $50, the Concord Minuteman. Not offended at all, and I figure maybe somebody else who's popping in also might not have it and gets to add it. Let's see, this one is California. It's just fun to hang out and talk coins. California. This one I didn't put in a start price. I paid $150, so I then looked for about $174 on this one. Prospecting for gold, the California Diamond Jubilee in 1925. There we see a Californian bear struck at the San Francisco Mint. super pretty. Oh, that's great, Alameli. Yeah, and I try to make a lot of good videos. I actually have a chance. I'm so excited about it. It looks like I'm going to be able to make some videos with the founder of PCGS. And so definitely look out for those videos. It's not guaranteed, I haven't filmed him yet, but he's super open to doing it. John Danruther. And so that's not something I would have ever thought was possible when I started as a coin hobbyist, to say, hey, I'm making videos with the founder of PCGS. Wow. This is cool. These are 20 cash coins, and you can see in crude English XXCAS cash. And then on this side, it's like this little, I think, elephant type. Not super easy to find these ones. Very cool picture. And then let's see. We got a couple of these Chola Dynasty coins. 249. The Masa will do $1 start. And honestly, it's getting late now. I need to go to bed / do some other work. But thank you so much, Alo. Now, look out for it. You can see the stylized person standing there with his legs, torso, arms, and head. And then we can do one more. There's also, I think, somebody maybe in a crisscross-legged pattern. So, a very fun evening of offerings. A lot of great coins, a lot of great types. JS02 is going to win that one. I've got to go pack this stuff up. Hopefully can ship it out late on Friday. Let me see. Maybe I'll do these two, and just in case there's interest, since they're fresh, and I had mentioned them, these are 29 bucks starts. This is a Civil War patriotic token. I think that it's actually not a bad deal. But the half Akudo slab, is that? Are you saying the half Akudo? What do you? Oh, the half Aku. Yes. Sorry. Now I phonetically was just thinking that one through. Let me find it. Oh, we also have some variety coins, which actually could be kind of fun. Let's do the half Aku. It's nice if you don't mind the clean. If you absolutely wouldn't have a clean coin, then it's not good. The whatnot title is misleading. It's actually 69. Like, the date is 1661. It's very clearly on there. The mint mark is literally a 9, which is kind of fun. I could see this one going higher. And I can try to find some more Akus if you're looking for different dates and that kind of thing, Tito. There's a lot of great French history that I should be highlighting better. That one will go to Tito. This one could be, for $44, something that would be interesting. A variety FS101. I think it's cheapest on the market available. Ides of Mar do not have a wish I had, but I don't. Treasure Town always stays, we work hard to get people good deals, so that's kind of always the mentality that I've approached things with. Well, awesome. I will see you guys. Oh, well, I kind of want to now. I forgot about the paper. This probably was not the best way to sell things, and maybe I should someday do like a paper-only show. But we have some beautiful Notgeld that's over 100 years old, Weimar German. And why don't we try a couple of them? These were from the World War I. After this is Bad Godesberg am Rhein. Oh, and there's an interesting woman on the back of it. 50 Pfennig, and then these are 10 Pfennig notes down below. We'll see how high these ones bid up, but they're pretty fun. PL Detweiler, and $3. That's maybe tough. I did just wholesale about 1,000 of them for more than that. So I may try, well, it may be a short-lived experiment here, but we can try maybe 1 or 2 others. 25 Pfennig. If you ever want some of these, you may be able to get them. This is Husum. I haven't seen Husum before. That doesn't mean it's rare, but it has a beautiful scene on the reverse. Peter, if you're ever interested in the Notgeld, let me know. Gutschein is like basically admitting that's a proxy for some kind of other, what's it called? I'm blanking now. Like a token. And maybe we'll do one last one right here. You have a few thousand stash as well. Love it. It's a good way to be on them. Lots of very intricate Stadtvreden. 25 Pfennigs here. Dritte Auflage. I don't know what that means. But that one will go to Watch King. Okay, sounds good. That's fun. Fun way to close out the night. Offer a little bit of paper. And we can try to be back. I think Gabe, we might do a paper sale next. We also have some other interesting like paper type. This was just from like a collection that we got in. Peruvian, Polish. What is that coin? Or that's Czech, Cuba, Argentina, rubles, a zloty from 1948, Polish. Interesting. Hologram coins, I don't, but I think I have some interesting stuff on my eBay, some colorized types, so go check it out over there. Yeah, and finally, have a good one. We'll find something to raid. Wait, you said show me the watch. It is, I won it in a tennis tournament. It's a Tudor chrono. Very fun. It's a good one. So anyways, we'll go to Classic Kid Coins. Have a great evening, everybody, and we will see you guys soon. Yes, see you guys. Talk to you soon, Peter. Bye-bye.